I never thought I'd find myself in this situation. It started as something harmless, something innocent. At least, that's what I told myself. But looking back, I should have known better. Some doors, once opened, can never be closed again. I was 22, fresh out of college, and trying to figure out my life. My best friend, Jake, had always been there for me, and his home felt like my second home. His family was well off, living in a beautiful, spacious house just outside the city. It was the kind of place where everything looked perfect on the outside, a picturesque family, wealth, and stability. But beneath the surface, there were cracks that no one talked about. Jake's mom, Victoria, was 50, but you wouldn't guess it by looking at her. She had an elegance, a confidence that made her stand out. She was always well dressed, her hair and makeup flawless, and she carried herself with a grace that made people turn their heads. I had known her for years, but something changed when I moved in with them temporarily while I was in between apartments. I didn't see it at first, but looking back, the signs were always there. It started subtly. A lingering touch, a glance that lasted too long, an innocent comment with just a little too much weight behind it. "You're looking more and more like a man every day," she said once, her eyes scanning me in a way that made my pulse quicken. I brushed it off, convincing myself that I was imagining things. Then there were the times she walked around the house in silky robes, always finding a reason to lean in close, to touch my arm, to ask for help with something trivial. Maybe I should have said something. Maybe I should have stopped it before it began. But I didn't. I let it happen. One evening, Jake was out of town for the weekend, and his dad was working late as always. It was just me and Victoria in the house. I was in the living room, scrolling through my phone, when she walked in with a glass of wine in hand. She sat down next to me, closer than usual. "You know, it's nice having someone young around," she said, swirling the wine in her glass. "This house feels so empty sometimes." I nodded, unsure of what to say. The air between us felt thick, charged with something unspoken. Then she reached out and placed her hand on my knee. "You don't have to be nervous," she whispered. "I know what I want." "Do you?" My heart pounded in my chest. I knew I should have gotten up, walked away, done anything but sit there frozen. But I didn't move. That night changed everything. What started as a secret, a forbidden indulgence, quickly spiraled into something I couldn't control. We stole moments when no one was looking, exchanged glances across rooms filled with people. The secrecy only made it more intoxicating. But guilt crept in. Every time I saw Jake, every time his dad walked past me, I felt like I was suffocating under the weight of what I had done. I told myself I would end it, that it had to stop. But Victoria wasn't ready to let go. "No one has to know," she would whisper. "This can be our little secret." But secrets don't stay hidden forever. And when the truth finally came out, it shattered everything. Jake found out in the worst way possible. He walked in on us. I can still hear the silence that followed, the disbelief in his eyes before it turned to rage. His mother tried to explain, tried to smooth it over, but there was no coming back from it. I was out of the house that night. Jake never spoke to me again. His father left, filing for divorce within weeks. The perfect family, the perfect home, all of it was destroyed because of one selfish decision. And me? I learned that some lines should never be crossed. Some desires aren't meant to be fulfilled. But it was too late. Because some mistakes stay with you forever.